This is my audience. Okay. Like most kids, you've probably played video games as a child. One very popular game when I was a kid included a small little blue guy named Sonic. Sonic was a hedgehog. To help you understand hedgehogs a little better, I'm going to inform you on the history of hedgehogs, how hedgehogs act in the wild, and owning a hedgehog as a pet. The reason I chose hedgehogs for my speech is because my boyfriend just recently got one in August, and I didn't know anything about them before, but I think now that they're becoming more common, everyone should know a little more about them. So this is Harvey. I'll show the camera. It's Harvey. To start off, I want to give you a little information on the history of hedgehogs and where they came from. According to A2ZAnimals.com, hedgehogs have been around for about 15 million years. They are native to Asia, Africa, Europe, and Great Britain. According to Animal Diversity Web, there are 17 different kinds of hedgehogs and they are part of the Erinaceae family. They can range in size from a mouse to a small rabbit. Contrary to belief, they are completely unrelated to porcupines. They are shrew-like in form with their long snouts and short tails. Hedgehogs are surprisingly good climbers. They can easily climb up a 6-foot brick wall. They are also good swimmers, and they can even fit through really tiny holes. I don't know how, but they flatten out or something. Hedgehogs are actually pretty fast as well. They can reach an average speed of 30 to 40 meters per minute, which is 2 miles per hour. They can reach an average in a short sprint. They can run about 2 meters per second, which is about 6 miles per hour. That's about the maximum speed that we can walk without breaking into a run. Now that you know where they came from, it's important to know how they thrive in their natural habitat. A hedgehog's natural habitat is in the wild. Hedgehogs are omnivores, so on their own, they will eat snakes, birds, chicks, groundnuts, almost anything. Though they do enjoy being inside holes, they do not make them on their own. They usually just find them to sleep and raise their young'un. They do not interact with other hedgehogs much. When mating season comes around, they mate and go their separate ways, and the female is on her own to raise the young. Hedgehogs are born with soft spines, also known as quills. According to the Happy Hedgehog Rescue Center, the babies usually have around 3,000 spines when it leaves the nest. As they grow, their hair becomes hard and keratinized. This is how they defend themselves from predators like dogs and birds. When attacked, they use 2 different muscles, one to pull their skin up over their head and the other that pulls their skin down their lower back. They also have another muscle that runs around their body to force their head, legs, and tail inside when they curl up into a ball to defend themselves. The spines are made to point in all directions. In this state, the hedgehog is so well protected that it probably has the fewest enemies that any other mammal of similar size. As they grow up, they lose their baby quills and get new ones. This is called quilling. Most quilling typically occurs around 6 weeks and again at 4 months. This can be a very painful time for the hedgehog and it may cause them to be a bit cranky. An average adult hedgehog weighs around 600 grams and has a total of about 5,000 spines. If you like what you've heard about hedgehogs, you're going to be surprised to know that you can actually have one as a pet. The most common kind of the 17 different species that are pets is the African pygmy, which is what Harvey is. While pet stores do not have hedgehogs for sale in Nebraska, you can look online for a local breeder or on Craigslist. Just recently, Omaha actually passed a law allowing people to have hedgehogs as pets. They require large cages with lots of room to walk around. A must when owning a hedgehog is a wheel for them to run in. They enjoy burrowing, so a mini house, a blanket, a beanie, or anything soft, small, and comfortable would be good to put in their cage so they can burrow and sleep inside of. When they are your pet, they need to be kept on a day and night schedule. Do not keep them in the dark all the time, even though they are nocturnal. Like all living things, they need water, but they cannot use the drip bottle that a lot of rodents that are pets use. Their tongues are long and slim and can easily get stuck under the ball that rolls the water out. Just a simple water bottle or a little water bowl can be used. Since they run a lot, their water should be checked quite often. There are bags of hedgehog food that can be bought, or you can just buy them cat food. You should feed your hedgehog based on their schedule when they are going to be up. They should be on solid food by the time you take them home as a pet. You can also buy them mealworms, which is kind of gross, but they have a lot of fun chasing them around. Or you can simply cut the head off and feed it to the hedgehog. They will also eat fruits and vegetables. Hedgehogs are not very good at grooming themselves. When they are running on their wheel, they tend to poop and keep running at the same time. So every morning you should clean the wheel if this is the case. You should clean out the entire cage about once a week. As for cleaning your hedgehog, a lot of them actually enjoy baths and swimming. So to bathe your hedgehog, you can buy a shampoo, for example, Mane and Tail, which is animal friendly, or even baby washes like Johnson & Johnson. To scrub them, you can just buy a cheap toothbrush and focus mainly on their feet because it'll probably have poop on it. Hedgehogs are pretty friendly animals, yet they tend to get attached to one person when you own them as a pet. They are smell-oriented, so they will get attached to the smell of this person. When hedgehogs smell something they really like, they will anoint themselves. This is when they turn and spit on their quills. There is no scientific findings on the reason for why hedgehogs anoint themselves, so I don't fully understand why they do it. It varies depending on breeds, but the average lifespan of a hedgehog is about 4 to 6 years. To help you understand hedgehogs a little better, I informed you on the history of hedgehogs, how they act in the wild, and everything you need to know about owning them as a pet. Now you are practically a hedgehog expert. This is my audience again.